Fox News alert now. Federal agents under siege. Immigration and custom enforcement teams are facing a new threat dished out by the drug cartels. First, it was violent protesters rioting and attacking ICE agents on the streets. Now, Homeland Security Department has announced Mexican cartels have put out bounties on agents in Chicago. DHS says those cartels are working with gangs and extremist groups to deploy armed spotters to rooftops to track agents' movements. I'm Harris Faulkner. You are in the Faulkner Focus. DHS also revealed a tiered bounty system that cartels are using to incentivize violence. Now, all of this according to the DHS. Here's the price cartels are putting out. $2,000 to get information on ICE agents or to dox them. $5,000 to $10,000 to kidnap or hurt the agents. Up to $50,000 to assassinate senior officials. Meanwhile, the rioting heating up again. ICE and Border Patrol were forced to use tear gas to protect themselves from a large group of rioters in Chicago yesterday. Chicago Police Department confirming those rioters were throwing objects at the ICE agents, a serious federal crime. Still, Illinois Democrats are going after the ICE agents, maybe even fueling some of this violence we're seeing. One Democrat state senator posted ICE's behavior was unacceptable and that people in that neighborhood, quote, don't tolerate this kind of BS, end of quote. Assistant DHS Secretary Tricia McLaughlin went after that kind of rhetoric from the left.
It really is stunning when you're seeing these protesters, you're seeing these agitators, and you're seeing these politicians giving our law enforcement hell for protecting these facilities and actually protecting these detainees so they can get to the detention facility through their due process and out of this country.
Chief Border Patrol agent Greg Bovino allegedly faced a bounty on his life. And coming up, moments from now, we'll talk with him in Focus. First, let's start with more news on this. Senior correspondent Mike Tobin in Illinois. Mike.
And Harris, that class you were talking about with the rock throwing was on the southeast side of Chicago, and it started with Border Patrol agents spotting someone they determined to be suspicious. They confronted that individual, and then according to DHS, the individual with another person in the car rammed the Border Patrol vehicle, and that triggered a high-speed chase. That high-speed chase went near the Indiana border and ended with Border Patrol agents executing the pit maneuver to stop that vehicle. Two people in the car, both of them Venezuelan. DHS says they're in the U.S. illegally. One had an order for removal dating back to 2024. One got out and ran. They were both stopped, but by that time a crowd formed. Chicago police say the crowd started throwing rocks. CBP responded with crowd control measures like tear gas. Both Chicago's mayor and the Illinois governor criticized the agents without mentioning the rock throwing.
Unfortunately, the abuses of ICE and of CBP continue, and we're going to do everything that we can, again, to protect our residents, but also to get the courts to step in and stop them from abusing just everyday people that they are firing gas pellets and rubber bullets at.
Now, the fence surrounding the ICE facility in Broadview is now down. It came down with an hour to go before the court-ordered midnight deadline. The mayor of Broadview has acknowledged that the protests here get out of control, so the area on the southwest side of the ICE facility has been declared a no-protest zone, primarily to keep protesters from walking into traffic. Protests are now restricted to a small area here on the northeast side, and the protesters are not happy about it.
It seems like they're trying to push us out or trying to make it so the protest is less effective. I'm not the only one that feels this is unconstitutional. People are going to get more angry and they're going to come out, and a lot of people are just going to simply defy it.
Now, the chief of Broadview Police told me that a gate is going to go in here, and it will be staffed by local police, giving them the ability to allow emergency vehicles through, and with the idea that it can keep protesters out. What you've got right now is a bunch of Jersey barriers and a state trooper vehicle in the middle of the road. Harris, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Greg Bovino, Chief Patrol Agent for the El Centro sector in California. You'll hear his name quite a bit. He has a huge story to tell today. He is leading the Trump administration's Border Patrol efforts in Chicago. And earlier this month, officers arrested a member of the Latin Kings gang for putting out a bounty on Agent Bovino's life. We welcome him now in Focus. Glad you are well and can tell us the story. So first of all, how did you find out, Agent Bovino, that somebody had put a hit out on you?
Well, good morning, Harris. It's good to see you again. I came into work one morning and found that there was a bounty that was put out by the Latin Kings, by that individual. And I was notified that morning, hey, there's a bounty on your head now. So it was quite interesting.
And what can you tell us about what that does to, just kind of the infrastructure of agents, of weaponry to prepare for such a thing? How are things changing knowing that this type of environment exists against you?
Things have changed a lot. Since those bounties were put out, we've had to take different measures to keep our agents safe, our ICE officers safe, and our allied law enforcement agents safe as they go into the field. And something else, Harris, that we're seeing is the lethality of the assaults against officers and agents. That lethality is increasing, and I think it's because of the bounties and that crazy rhetoric by the out-of-control governor and mayor. Lethality, like just yesterday, as you know, we had 2 illegal aliens from Venezuela tried to run over 2 Border Patrol agents. They were unsuccessful, and then decided it would be a good idea to ram the Border Patrol car before engaging in that high-speed pursuit. So that, along with weapons being taken to protests, the lethality is definitely increasing, and it's because of things like bounties and the crazy things that governor says.
Real quickly, and I'll move to the next. You mentioned officers in there, too. I'm going to think local officers on the ground are part of this, no matter what their sanctuary city or state would say, because they're kind of in between all of it. Are they in danger along with you?
You bet. And they have been all along. That's an unspoken story. As we have these illegal alien gangs, the Latin Kings, MS-13 Serenos, that puts them in danger as well. That's an unspoken story here that needs to be told. And I'm glad you brought that to light, Harris. They've been in danger for a long time now. That's why we're here. That's why ICE, Border Patrol are here in Chicago to take care of that situation, to wrap those gangs up. That makes it safer for those local police.
Well, look, this is hard to believe that it's going on, but while you're trying to do that, here is the backdrop. Particularly Los Angeles County has declared a state of emergency over the surge in the job that you're doing, Agent Bovino, in the ICE raids in the city. This move allows the county to offer financial assistance to illegal immigrants who are affected by rounding up the worst of the worst, including rent and relief and legal aid, all the things. Because when one person is arrested in a family, they're saying that impacts the family. The county supervisor actually said this: families have been living under threat and workers have been taken away from their jobs. Los Angeles County has a responsibility to protect every resident, no matter where they come from or what papers they carry. In an exclusive statement to Fox News, ICE said this: the only state of emergency is the one the residents of Los Angeles face after electing officials who give a middle finger to the law. A study found in 2023 the state of California had already spent $31 billion of taxpayer money on illegal aliens. And now they want to pay the rent and the such while you do your job. First of all, your reaction to that?
Giving aid and comfort to criminal illegal aliens is almost an insurrection, as the president says. Harris, we're apprehending child rapists in front of Home Depots in California, many of them aggravated felons, people that you don't want on the streets. We're apprehending those by the hundreds. You want to give aid and comfort to those people? You want to give free housing to those people? That's what's happening in California.
Wow. Well, I know that you all are doing a mighty job. I feel like I can't say this enough. Thank you, and stay safe.
Thank you, Harris.
Good to see you, Agent Bovino.
Hey, it's Will Kane. Click here to subscribe to the Fox News channel on YouTube. It's the best way to get our latest interviews and highlights. And click to subscribe to the Will Kane podcast for full episodes right now.